guess we'll just find out, won't we?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to baby! It's us again. Yeah, live-o streamo. It's us again.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's the Wild Billy Goat and the Wild Chipmunk Boy.
That's right. So I'm gonna
back at
it, wait a few minutes. Kind of
yeah.
Yep. Kind of maybe let some people kind of stroll in, and then kind of wait a little bit before I get to talking about what I wanted to, but
much. I wonder if anyone's gonna show up.
So well, I still ain't got no.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll wait and see. So like I said, I'll give about another minute or so, and then I'll get into talking about what I wanted to.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a hot minute since we've had a real stream. And hey, Robert and Gutsy fam.
Oh, hey, Robert.
Yeah, it's that.
All right. Well, hey, we got two people in here anyway, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's that Roberto dude, and the Country Fantasy.
Yeah. Well, so I guess so what I want to talk about tonight. So I'll go ahead and kind of get into what I want to do tonight. So guys, y'all know me that Easter, one of my favorite
happy early Easter.
John. Oh yeah, happy everybody before I get into it. But anyway, so for those of you that know me and know me well, you know that at one time, and still to a certain extent, horror movies have always been one of my favorite genres of all time. Like it was just one of those things I loved when I was coming up, man. It was horror. I used to watch a lot of horror movies, man. That was my thing. That was kind of my jam back in the day. Well, there's this company, this subscription company called HorrorPack. And what it is you get I think it's $29.99 a month or whatever, right? And they send you 4 Blu-rays in the mail. They're all randomly picked. You don't know what you're getting. And you get them in the mail in a subscription, and that's basically how it works. Well, I haven't subscribed to the thing, but you can still go on there on that website, and I'll actually link the thing right here if anybody is interested. And you can go in there and buy like individual Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff like that. But anyway, they had a sale was going on, and it was 10 Blu-rays for $30, but they were like kind of damaged, or like the cases might have been damaged a little bit, or they might have been opened or something like that. Anyway, so you didn't know what you were getting. It's not like you could pick anything. But anyway, so I kind of figured I would come on here and just kind of go through this with everybody, and see what all I got. And so y'all seeing this for the first time with me, I went ahead and kind of just cut the box open right quick, and that way I wouldn't have to waste time doing that. But anyway, and you're supposed to get a free bag with it too. So we're just going to kind of go in and we'll talk about some of these movies if I've seen them and everything and whatever, what I think about it. But So we're gonna kick this off right now. So oh shoot. So here's a little tote bag. And it says HorrorPack. Oh, that's pretty neat. I like that. So we got that, and then they come in these little bubble sealers like this right here. So I'll set this down here so I can go through them one by one and see what all we got. So I'm gonna pull the first one out, and it is Paranormal Activity 3 Unrated Director's Cut. Okay. And it's a DVD, Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy. So yeah. I mean, the thing is, I really don't see. It was opened, so I don't think it was damaged, but it didn't have any plastic or anything on it, so it must have been why they sent it. The next one is Incarnation. Never seen this movie before. But here's Incarnation. Okay. Here's the back. And if you can tell right here, you know how you buy movies now and you get those anyway, here's the disc anyway. But from what I can tell with this one, okay, I get it now. The case is cracked. That's what it is. The case is cracked, and there's a little bit of damage to like cover right there. They also have a deal where you could get 10 DVDs for $20, and they're same thing. They're damaged or whatever. The turning includes alternate ending. Mackenzie Davis, wow. Finn Wolfer, and Brooks. Never heard of this either, but turning. There's the back. And I'm trying to figure this one. I don't think has any damage to it. Yeah, it is. The case is kind of messed up right here. But see, for some of these that have like damaged cases and stuff, I actually have replacement cases for those. So actually, you got the DVD and the Blu-ray in this. So yeah, the cover. Yeah, you could tell the cover's all dinged up and tore up and stuff. But hey, I mean, so basically, what you're paying is like $3 a Blu-ray for these, which is not bad at all. Case 39, Renee Zellweger, Ian McShane, and Bradley Cooper. I think I've heard of this movie, but I've never seen it. You ought to be interested in it. And this one, I think they threw this one in by accident because I don't see any damage to this whatsoever. I think they threw that in by mistake. Oh shit!
Damn.
Trish's favorite movie.
Oh yeah, baby.
Dr. Sleep.
Wow.
You know what's funny about this movie? I never intended on buying this movie because I've heard such bad reviews about it.
Oh yeah.
But now that I've got it in this set, I might as well go ahead and watch it. And there's nothing really wrong with this one except for a little bit of a damage right here to maybe the cover and the case. But hell, that's nothing. I mean, it says it includes director's cut, so it must be like a 2-disc. I don't know if it's a 2-disc set or what. But there's the front, and there's the back. Wow. I mean,
wow.
And that Paranormal Activity, I already have that movie, so I might be willing to give that one away or something. I can't believe that. Dr. Sleep. Wound up with a Stephen King movie that I didn't expect, huh? So here we go. I'm just gonna pull all these out and we'll go. This one is called Ma, and that's what it looks like. I think I've heard of this. I don't know that I'll ever watch it, but and this one is DVD, digital copy, all that good stuff. Yeah, you can see where the case is damaged right there. The plastic's kind of like ripped up a little bit right there. Wow, I already have this one too. And I don't see any damage to this one either. Except I think maybe that unless I think there's something right here messed up with the cover where that little white spot is, I think. But that's an unopened copy of the new It. But I already have that movie.
Oh.
So I might be willing to part with that. Huh. Dang, I already got this one too. And this one was just opened, but Halloween.
Oh, nice.
That's the one. That's the first one. The one where they started when you had a Halloween. Then what was a Halloween? The thing, and then the final whatever the new ones that they come out with. Wow, this one has. Is there something wrong with this one? Okay, it's got. I think it's got a little bit of case damage to it. Annabelle.
Oh, nice.
That's all part of that. I think. What is it? The Conjuring series or something like that. Huh. Never seen that one either. And then this one here, it's called Fantasy Island. Unrated and theatrical versions, Blu-ray and digital. And there's a little bit, for some reason, like the case or the cover look like it got folded somehow or another. It's got like a big raise in the cover right there. But other than that, I don't see anything wrong with this one. So that's what you get. I mean, they're all random, but I don't know how long the sale is going to go on. They do them, I think, 2 or 3 times a year. But I mean, for basically $3 okay, Halloween killed and Halloween ended. That's right. Thank you, country fan. But yeah, I mean, for that, I mean, you can't beat that. Plus, you get a tote bag and everything. That's a pretty good steal of a deal. I mean, I wound up with what 3? Was it out of the 10? What was it, like 3? I think it was 3 altogether that I had. Yeah, I think it was that Paranormal, the It, and Halloween was the 3 that I already had. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think it's funny. And you know what was funny when I was thinking about that when I ordered that, and I said, I was like, I was wondering if I'm gonna get any Stephen King movies. You know what I'm saying? Like I just kind of, was wondering that, and then boom, yeah, next thing I know, there it is, like Doctor Sleep. So it's like, wow, because I would have never bought that movie by itself, But now that I got it, I might as well watch it just to see how bad it really is. And who knows, it might be a movie that I might actually like. So I mean, so I guess I just have to wait and see, I guess. I don't know how many of those, even though not out yet, what's thought on remake or well, okay. So we'll kind of get into a discussion now. Uh, country fans, since you asked. From what I seen in the trailer, now here, first of all, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna come straight out, and I'm not knocking Bill Skarsgård. I think Bill Skarsgård is a great actor. And if you don't know who Bill Skarsgård is, he's the guy that played Pennywise in the new It movies, well, It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2, the remakes here a little while back. Bill Skarsgård is a hell of an actor, but this movie, let me put it to you like this right here. This movie has been in limbo hell for about 10 years, right? I don't know how many different actors it had assigned to it. Like one time it had Luke Evans a part of it. It had Jason Momoa attached to it at one time. And they actually did some screenshots and test shots with Jason Momoa. And if you don't know who that guy is, he's the one that played Aquaman in the Zack Snyder, Superman, DC verse or whatever you want to call it. And he was also in, I think it was the new Fast and the Furious movie. And I know there was something. I think there was a couple other things he's been in too. Oh, he was and if anybody who is a Game of Thrones fan, he played Khal Drago or Drago or whatever his name in Game of Thrones. That chick that Cersei wound up forced to marry or whatever it was. But anyway, so I don't know. I'm not a big fan. Like I've always said, I'm not a big fan of remakes. And I probably wouldn't be so apt to complain about it, but it's because one, he's playing Eric Draven. And anybody that knows that the original Crow with Brandon Lee playing Eric Draven is a cult classic. I mean, it is one of those movies that's all 30 years later still stands the test of time. There's people out here now that have discovered this movie for the first time and they love it. And it's a timeless movie. And even the guy from the original director of the original Crow said the movie should have never been remade. And if they were going to remake it, then not to use the Eric Draven character, because that was the character that Brandon Lee brought to life. Brandon's adaptation of The Crow wasn't faithful to the comic book. I mean, there were some changes, but as far as like the look of The Crow and everything, and all that, Brandon, I mean, it was pretty loyal to the comic book and everything. I just don't know that it's going to do the Crow franchise any justice, because let's put it honestly, blatantly, I have nothing against any of the actors that played in any of the Crow movies, the sequels, but they all blow. The only one that I can stand to watch out of all the sequels is The Crow Salvation, which is the third movie, because it's got Kirsten Dunst in it and that Eric Mavis guy. They do a real good job. And like in the remakes, they're all different characters. They're not playing Eric Draven. But I can't seem for some reason to find myself. I was actually looking forward to it because Bill Skarsgård was going to be in it, and I thought for sure that he was going to be, And then when I sort of kind of got looking at the trailer and everything, and I was like, I don't know. See, here's the problem with the Crow. Like Brandon Lake, they've always tried to make like in all the sequels, they've always tried to make like the face part of it supernatural, where Brandon's character in The Crow actually wore face makeup with the thing on it, and like I don't think that looks good. It's too, to me, it's just too kind of, I don't know, corny or something. Maybe, I don't know. Um, so it's one of those things where some of the liberties they're taking to making the movie, I just don't, I don't agree with, and I just don't agree with a reboot at all. To be honest with you, I mean, to me, I think that them remaking the movie is it. Here's what I'm gonna say: this Brandon Lee's performance in The Crow will always be etched in time. As long as there's some sort of way to watch The Crow, his performance will always be captured in media, and nobody can take that away from him. But do I think it hurts the Crow legacy? Yeah, I do. Do I think it kind of hurts the Eric Draven, Brandon Lee legacy to a certain extent? Maybe, maybe not, because like I said, Brandon Lee just he put everything he had into that character, and he put everything he had into that movie. And for it to be remade the way it was remade and everything, I don't know. I think, to me, if you want my honest opinion, it's a slap in the face to Brandon Lee, and it's a slap in the face to that character. And I honestly really believe it's a slap in the face to the Crow franchise. Now, for those of you who do not know, at one time there was a series called The Crow Stairway to Heaven. Okay. And there was a guy, and it was a martial arts guy. His name was hold on, give me just a second. All right. Mark Dacascos. That's it. Um anyway, he's been in some martial arts movies. You can look him up and you'll know who he played a version of Eric Draven that was a little bit different from the movie, and it was a series, and it was like he went around helping people, and that was like not only did he come back to revenge the death of him and Sarah, but before his soul could rest, he had to do like so many deeds or something, like help so many people out or something like that before his soul could rest. And it was good. Um and it got canceled because and it was done by some little small studio that Universal actually bought out, and Universal didn't want to put the money into it, so they canceled the show. Okay. Um and even the guy Mark Dacascos there, he tried to fight to get a movie version of it made, like a TV made for TV movie, like 2 hours or something, to wrap the series up so it wasn't left like on a cliffhanger or whatever. And but Universal wouldn't do it, so that's what sucks. I think the only remake that didn't suck was the Rob Zombie Halloween movie. Exactly. I think now, like I said, there's a lot of people out here that'll jump down my case for this, and there'll probably be people that'll come on here if they watch this live stream and probably want to bash me in the comments, but I don't care. But I honestly think that the Rob Zombie's Halloween is better than the original. That's just my opinion. And I just think that I think the problem I have with the original Halloween is it's too dated. I think that's the problem with it. It's um I don't know. I watched it because I watched it here recently. I think it was like last year or whatever it was, for the first time in like, I don't know, years. And probably been 20 years or more since I had seen the original Halloween, maybe more longer than that. Um, and I wanted to see what all the hype was about. And when I watched it, I was like, really? I mean, okay. Like I just didn't get it, right? But maybe that's because of me aging and not now. If I would have seen that movie, like if I had been in my early 20s or my teens or something, this time and watched it, I might would have seen it different. But back in the day, like when I was in my teenage years, and like I said, my favorite genre of all time was horror movies, man. I was I was a big critic back then of horror movies, man. It had to have like certain criterias for me to even enjoy it. But see, like what I would do is I would go I would go to especially when I was working and stuff, right? I'd go to town, and I would pick me out about 4 or 5 horror movies that I hadn't seen, or maybe I had seen something and it had been years or something since I'd seen it. I go by a pizza shop, order me a pizza, take that bu take it home, kick back, throw it in the DVD or in the DVD player. Hell, at one time it might even have been a VHS, depending on what time when I was in what decade or whatever it was I was renting it. But anyway, so I'd order me a pizza, go home, and throw on me a good horror movie, and sit back and love it, man. I either loved it or hated it, and that was the thing. But even back in those days, man, you had decent horror. Like nowadays, a lot of that shit's just like, okay, um, it's just so fucking outrageous that it's just stupid in a way, right? I mean, and I guess in a way, like I'll give you an example, like Scream, right? If you go watch the Scream, in the first 30 minutes of that fucking movie, when that fucking ghost face dude or chick, whatever it was, damn, broke into that chick's house and they're chasing them. That motherfucker probably fell over the damn coffee table and some other shit, probably about 10 fucking times. Now let me tell you something. You would have been in a fucking redneck's house back then. You'd have got that motherfucker time to get to the gun cabinet. That was your ass.
Yeah.
That was it. Or hell, he probably wouldn't even have had to get to the gun cabinet because probably already had one on him packing anyway. So your ass was done trying to chase some motherfucker around the house. You're gonna break into these people's houses that fucking they remind me of leftist liberals today. That's what they remind me of. Just how stupid they act, right? Um so I mean it's one of those things where you could kind of see the decline of what horror was back then. Like, I'll give you an example, like Vincent Price. Now, I know he made when people go and look at some of his movies were dated for the time. His movies were um they were they may have been big budget movies back then, but you look at them now, they're kind of like B movies that a lot of people probably wouldn't even touch nowadays. But you had to look for what the time was, right? When he made those movies.
Hmm.
And Vincent Price, man, will always be one of my favorite actors of all time. And like his performances in movies like House on Haunted Hill and House of Wax and like some of those movies he was in, he was just, man, Nobody could touch Vincent Price at what he done. I mean, that man was just uh, he'd scare the hell out of you just standing in a room and wouldn't even have to do nothing. Just that look that he had. You know what I'm saying? And it just, I mean, I'm telling you, they just don't make them like that anymore. And like nowadays, like when they tried to do that remake of House on Haunted Hill, now they had it was funny the guy that was in there. They I think they were trying to pay homage to Vincent Price because it was funny. The guy that they had in the movie, his name was Stephen Price, okay, and in the movie, and he kind of had a look like Vincent Price did in the original House on Haunted Hill, right? I think they were trying to, and if you want to know who the guy that plays in that movie, if you ever watched Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, the one captain there that was the one I think it was Barbosa, that captain, that's the guy that played in the remake on the House of Haunted Hill as a Stephen Price character. Um yeah, so I mean, I just my problem is, man, I understand what they did and I kind of applaud them for it, but nobody can ever play that role like Vincent Price could. I mean, it was just you watch the original House on Haunted Hill, man, and it's a classic, dude. James Wood, okay. There you go. Thank you, country fan. So, and I think they made a couple sequels to it, and I'm just sitting here like, why? Right? But then again, some people would say, well, why would Rob Zombie do a remake of Halloween? Because he's got a fucking great ass mind, and Rob Zombie's just he's great that way. I mean, it's funny and getting off topic just for a minute, but Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper are touring together this year, and they're actually coming to Charlotte. The only thing that sucks about it is they're actually coming on a night that's during the damn week. If it would have been like on a Friday night or Saturday night, I probably would buy tickets to go see that because Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper both put on a hell of a show. And for those of you who do not know, if you ever watched Freddy's Dead, the one guy that played Freddy's father in that movie, that was actually Alice Cooper. So just kind of a heads up there. But anyway, right? So I find it funny that that they want to do it. I'm hearing that they want to do a remake of Christine. Whether that's actually true or not, I don't know. That's a classic movie in itself. Great Stephen King movie. I actually have the 4K of that. Actually, the 4K and Blu-ray of it because come in 4K Blu-ray pack. But that's a great movie. They they remade The Shining here a while back. So I'm trying to think, and I think I heard them say that they were going to try to do a couple more remakes or some adaptations of some of his other stuff, but I don't know that I'm going to. There's only ever been a few. I think to myself, and this is just my opinion, right? People can take it however they want to. But I don't think that there's ever been but just a really few good adaptations of Stephen King movies. Now I love probably if I had to rate my top 5 Stephen King movies of all time, it would probably be Maximum Overdrive, uh oh god, Dreamcatcher, which I thought was really good. Uh The Shining, the original, Shawshank Redemption, probably The Green Mile, and then followed up by It and a couple other movies. So I mean, there's just a few like really cult classics out there that are really good, but I hate to say it, there's a lot of his movies, the adaptations of them suck, and
Yeah.
but what are you gonna do, right?
But yeah, I agree. I pretty
Now,
much agree with most of what you said, though, Bill.
thank you.
Stephen King.
Um, I
Okay, I mean, yeah.
like I said,
Mm.
I'm not a big fan of remakes. Like jumping off the horror topic here for a second, like that new remake of Roadhouse. Yeah, I just don't think.
Oh yeah.
Jeffrey Rush, that's it. James.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Jeffrey Rush. Um, like that new remake of Roadhouse. I mean, come on, man, really? I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of nowhere near resembles the first fucking movie, right? I mean, those are two classic performances by Patrick Swayze and Sam Elliott that you just cannot reproduce. I don't care what anybody says. And so, you know, they can do whatever they want to, but there's not going to be there's never going to be a really I mean, can't nobody hold a candle to that movie anyway. Now, here's something funny you're going to hear me talk about. Now, I got nothing against Gary Oldman, right? I think Gary Oldman is a great actor. I loved his performance in the Dark Knight or the the Batman trilogies there, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Um, his portrayal of Commissioner Gordon was, I mean, spot on. It was great, but I just have to be honest with you. I was never a big fan of his performance in Bram Stoker's Dracula, right? Um, I don't know. I feel like now they did something similar to that when they did it was I get you, I guess in a way it's a standalone movie, but it's kind of a remake to a certain extent, and that was Dracula Untold. I mean, it had some of the Bram Stoker's Dracula kind of stuff in it. You could tell that they pulled from some of that, but I would actually like to see a real good adaptation of that movie. I think the only performances in that movie that was any good was Keanu Reeves and Anthony Hopkins in that movie. I don't know, man. I just kind of felt like that movie they tried to do too much in that movie, and it was just like I never got the whole Dracula as an old man kind of making himself not known that he was Dracula kind of like thing. Like I never saw the purpose in that. What was the point in that, right? Like why would you, I mean, if you're Dracula and you're proud of it, why hide the fact? I mean, you're immortal or whatever, like they are try to remake Trains, Planes, and Automobiles movie. Really shouldn't remake it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's just some movies out there, right? They're just cult classics,
Yeah.
and you just don't touch those movies.
Yeah.
And I don't care if now if you did a sequel to the movies and the original actors that were in the movies played in it, then yeah, maybe I might would see something like that. But it's stupid, man. It's like that. Like I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And I'm going off the horror topic here, but I was talking about other topics in this stream anyway. So, but it all has relate to media. So I'm surprised that they haven't done. And I'm probably finna throw this out here, and I'm gonna spark somebody's damn interest, and they're gonna do it, and they're gonna like just kill a great movie. But um, I'm surprised they haven't done a remake of Enter the Dragon, right? With Bruce Lee, right? The greatest martial arts movie of all time. Still 30 something years. Was it 40th now? I think, or was it 50? I don't know. That movie's it come out in 72. So do the math or whatever, right? Still considered today the greatest martial arts movie of all time. Uh, Now I did not realize this until I watched a video here last year of a guy talking about when they did the movie Mortal Kombat, just how much that movie resembled Enter the Dragon. They said if you would have took the script to Enter the Dragon and placed it in Mortal Kombat, you'd pretty much have about a remake of Enter the Dragon. And I really didn't realize that until I got to the guy was showing the like the similarities to it, like the whole boat ride over and the guys getting picked for this tournament and how they got chosen and all this stuff. And it was kind of like, damn, I never realized that, right? But as just as like a full blown like a movie being called Enter the Dragon and somebody doing a remake, I hope that never happens in a million years because that was Bruce Lee's swan song. That was the movie that brought him international fame. That movie made him a megastar. So yeah, you just can't remake timeless classics like that. It's just there's no way in doing it. I mean, and you know what they would do? They would Hollywood it up. They would they'd probably make it woke, and then they would do all this other dumb shit that just tried to destroy the movie and the legacy and what the movie was made. And it just I don't know. Like I wasn't a fan. Like I wasn't a fan of the remake of the Karate Kid remake movie that they did with Will Smith's son there and Jackie Chan. I got nothing against Jackie Chan. I love Jackie Chan. I think he's one besides Bruce Lee and Jet Li and maybe Mark Dacascos and Van Damme. I think he's up there with some of the best martial arts and Chuck Norris and some of the best martial arts actors of all time. I mean, like he's phenomenal. But I always thought that was a movie that should have been left alone. Like you can't take somebody and put them in a movie like that. And whether you want to call the guy Miyagi or not or whatever, that's basically what he's doing. It's the same concept and you know what they're trying to do. So just leave it alone. Why would you do that? But I mean, but it's Hollywood. As long as people are going to buy it and watch it, and they're going to make it, and if a studio is willing to put money into it, they're going to make it, and somebody'll play in it because if they
Yeah.
offer them enough money, hell yeah, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter whether that's just like when they did that damn that remake of True Grit with Jeff Bridges. I mean, come on, really. I mean, you're really thinking. I mean, that's a John Wayne classic. I mean, that right there. I mean, that movie should have never even been thought of to do a remake of. I mean, because man, you're trying to redo a movie that was like, that was John Wayne won an Oscar for that movie. And so I mean, it's just stupid when people try to do shit like that and think that they're gonna be successful with it. But like I said, I don't understand why they do what they do sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. Now, with the It remake or whatever it is. Now, I've heard some people say that this It that they did with Bill Skarsgård was more true to the book than the original was. Whether that's true or not, I'm not really sure, because I hate to say this, and I'm ashamed to say this, but It's one of the books I never got around to reading.
Well, damn.
Because it's just so fun. I mean, it probably take me a couple years to read that book, because I'm a slow reader, and I just, what I'm saying. But like I said, I have nothing against that movie. I think the reason why it, no pun intended, right? But I think
oh, hey,
the reason why it was successful. Oh, hey, do you want to come on? Well, I was gonna say, do you want to come on screen? But you're probably not able to, because you're probably just using your phone or whatever. But I got something to show you, Trish. You're gonna laugh.
Oh my God.
You're gonna laugh about this, right? So, all right. So I'm gonna read back to what I did at the very beginning. So, Trish, there's this company out here called HorrorPack. And you go into there's a subscription company, and you subscribe to them, and you get 4 horror Blu-rays or 4 horror DVDs a month. I think they've done away with the DVDs. I think it's only Blu-rays now. But anyway, and you get 4 random titles a month, right? Well, anyway, they had this sale going on. It's been going on, I think, for like a week now or something. I'm not a subscriber, but you can still go in there and buy movies just individually by themselves if you want to. But anyway, so they had this deal where you get 10 Blu-rays for $30, but the deal was some of them might be like damaged, or they may have been opened, or the movies are in perfect condition, but the cases may have problems or something like that, right? You won't guess in a million years. Now, I didn't get to pick none of these. They were all random. So, guess what they sent me? I would have never bought this movie by myself. Okay. Oh, well, that's the wrong pack. But anyway, this ain't the one I'm talking about, but they did send me this, right? They sent me that. Okay. But I already have that. And they sent me this one too. I already have that one. But this is the one I'm talking about. It's probably, hold on. You're gonna get me for this one, right? Okay, hold on. Give me just a second. Huh. Now I think it's funny they don't want to go back in the pack.
Yeah.
But I can, if you want to see all the movies, I can show them to you. But I know you'll get a kick out of this one, right? They sent me your favorite movie of all time. Dr. Sleep. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Can you believe that? Out of all the movies they could have chosen.
It includes the director's cut. So I knew you would love that. If they don't want any of the ones you already have, I'll gladly take them. Okay. No.
Trish is like,
right? Yeah. But I will have to say this though, Trish. I would have never actually bought that movie, but now since they actually sent it to me and it was in that pack, I'll probably wind up watching it anyway. But I just think it's fun. Oh, and I got this
did
little
you see what
bag.
Trish said?
Run away from it. Okay.
Yeah, run away from it.
But if you want to see what all I got, I'm willing to reshow them all again if you want to see the movies that I got. Yeah. But I just knew you would get a kick out of that because I knew how much you like hated that movie and everything or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, Trish, I have to ask you a question though, right? And this is something I've always wanted to ask you. Okay, I'll show them to you. But I didn't. I don't know why I never thought about it until now. If that would have been a sequel to just the movie, right? The Shining movie, and it wasn't like if they had never done like he didn't do a book to it, right? And it was just a sequel to the movie. Do you think you would have a different outlook on the movie? Do you think as far as just being a movie that wasn't adapted from a book that you would have liked it more or you would have liked it at all or whatever? Okay, so these are the 10 movies that I got. Like I said, one of your favorite movies. Then I got this right here. It's called Case 39. Now, some of these movies have never been opened, but they have a little bit of like case damage or a little bit of like cover damage and stuff. And then some of them were actually open when I got them. Like here's one called The Turning. I've never seen that. Like most of the ones that I don't have copies of already, I've never seen. The Incarnation. That actually looks like that might be pretty good. I have to check that one out. And then I already have this movie, but the Paranormal Activity 3. That's the first 5. And then here are the other 5 that I got. A movie called Ma or whatever. And then a movie called Fantasy Island. Like some of these you can't really see the damage on screen because some of them are not really that bad. And then Annabelle, I got that. And then, like I said, Halloween and It. And so those are the 10 movies that I got. And really, the funny thing about it is you take it, they're for $30, that made it $3 a Blu-ray, right? And some of these really the damage on them are not like I wouldn't even have been like, okay, some of those I'm like, okay, I can't believe they sent me those because they're barely damaged at all. But I get where they're coming from it because you don't want to be sending those type of movies out to people, especially if they're paying for a subscription to something, whatever. I get that, but man, I mean, some of them like were barely had any kind of damage to them all. Oh, nice. Those last 3 are good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't. I see. Just out of curiosity for a minute. Be right back. What is it? Sorry about that. So I've got this one because I know like the Annabelle movies, The Nun, and The Conjuring, and all that. They all tie in together. So I've got this one, The Conjuring 2. Um, I heard that this movie kind of ties into it too. Where at? I'm not really sure, but now I've got but those I had picked up at the dollar store recently. The Conjuring 2 and that one movie there. So basically, I mean, I guess one day I'm just gonna have to sit down and watch all of them, I guess, and kind of get caught up on those movies. Yeah, but I knew you would love that one, Trish, because
Oh yeah. So Wild Bill, so have you seen Doctor
I know,
Sleep yet?
right?
Or would this be your first time watching it if you watch the
No, I
DVD?
haven't seen it because I've heard. And here's the funny thing: now, Trish is not the only person I heard say that movie sucked. So it sort of kind of stirred me away from watching it, and I was kind of
Okay.
like, well, um, I never had any, and no offense, and I'm going to say this right now. I don't know if it's been on any of the streaming platforms or not. My son and I have watched all those Paranormal Activity movies. They are pretty good. Yeah, I think I seen like the first one, and I think I seen a little bit of the second one, but I haven't even watched that one. But since I've got some of those movies already, I might wind up just I know Robert said something about he might want some of them, so I might send them to him. But
Hmm.
anyway, what was I saying?
Oh, you were saying something about Doctor Sleep, wasn't you? About Trish isn't the only one who said it sucks or something. Unless you were talking
Yeah,
about something
yeah.
else.
So Trish is not the only one that no, well it was what I know what I was gonna say now. So
Okay.
now that's not like I said
Mhm.
that she's not the only one that's told me that the movie wasn't good. And I'm not sure if it's been on any of the streaming platforms. If it has, I haven't noticed it, or if it was, I didn't pay attention to it. But I'm gonna say this, and I hate to um and I hate to kind of be like this, but that's why I hate that there's no long video rental places except for like Redbox or something like that, right? Okay, because you used to could go into a brick and mortar video rental store and rent a movie and find out whether it was worth a shit or not before you went and bought it. Or if you was like, oh man, they hyped the movie up so much, you go in and you're reading like this movie fucking blows. I'm glad I didn't waste money to go buy it. You know what I'm saying? Or if you rented a movie and it was really great, and well, that's a movie I know I'll watch again, a few times. So I'll put the money into buying it or whatever. So that's the only thing I kind of hate to a certain extent about um video stores, rental places being gone now, because it kind of takes away from you being able to go in and watching a movie, renting a movie and watching it, find out if it's any good before you buy it, right? And sometimes I kind of wonder if that's the reason why they went under, because so many fucking movies suck that people wasn't buying them after they watched them, you know. Um,
Hmm.
but I
Could
don't
be the
know.
case.
I guess you have to take the good with the bad. I Now there was a place when I was living in New York. It was called Family Video. There was a video rental store, and they actually did pretty well, and they were still open even up to when I moved. And I meant to ask my friend Dave if it was still open when I talked to him the other night, and I forgot. If I think about it next time, I'll ask him. But I think Doctor Sleep was on Tubi at one time. It's not there anymore. Okay, yep. All right. Well, um, it may.
Oh,
I don't think I might not have had a subscription when it was on there because I ain't been too long had Tubi myself. So, um, yeah. But I mean, here's the funny thing: it's a Stephen King movie, and whether good or bad, you know, I try to watch something and give it my own opinion. So I probably will watch it, even though, because here's the thing, I've actually had people say, "Oh, that movie blowed," but then I go and watch it and be like, "I don't see where the movie was so bad," you know. And I'll probably agree that I probably won't like it, but then again, there's this chance that I might be like, "Okay, I get it," you know. So who knows? But I just kind of found that funny because I thought about the whole time when I was waiting on that pack to get here. I was like, I wonder if I'll get any Stephen King movies. And lo and behold, the one that they sent me, it just happened to be Doctor Sleep. I was like,
yeah,
oh my
that
god, right? So
like what are the
yeah, Tubi,
odds?
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
What was that, Alvin?
Oh, I was just saying, like, what are the odds that that was the one that they sent you? Like, out of all the Stephen King
I
movies
know,
they could
right?
have sent you,
It was like,
it was Doctor Sleep. Like they could have easily like
yeah,
sent you like 1408 or something, but or even
I wonder,
or even like one of the classics like The Shining or Christine or something. But
yeah. I want to show y'all something really cool that I got in the
yeah,
mail today too.
okay.
Y'all already seen it, but I'll let you see it up close and personal.
Up close and personal with
New
Wild
Jacob's
Bill.
Well T-shirt. That's
That's it.
and that's the
Jacob's
back.
Well t-shirt.
And here's the hoodie. There's the back. Oh, that's the front. And there's the back. So yeah, I had to do that. I had to help Gene and them guys out. So like I said, I'll probably wind up. And I meant to tell you. So I'm gonna tell y'all now. If you have read the book, then you might not like the movie. But if you have not read the book, then you might be okay with. Okay, I got you.
Oh yeah, Trisha's
Yeah.
always said that.
I'm ashamed to say
Yeah.
that's one of the ones that I haven't read the book yet.
Oh, you haven't read the book yet? Yeah, because I was gonna say, can you just imagine you watch the movie first before
No,
reading the book, Wild Bill, and then you actually
I
end up
think I
watching the
think I
movie?
started. I think I
Okay.
started it and then had to put it down for something, and never got a chance to go back and
Oh,
finish it or whatever it is. I think I might have got through like the first chapter, I think, or something.
oh.
Um, and like I said, I put it down and never got a chance to go back to finishing it. But um, but what was I gonna say? But like I say, in that, you have to think, you have to take what a bunch of those movies that they send you. Like I've noticed now, I've watched people unpack those horror packs before a lot. Every now and then, you'll get like a real gem of a movie that you wouldn't expect to get. Like I've seen some people get some really cool stuff out of those, but most of them are these kind of like low budget, kind of cheesy, kind of horror movies that you know that that would fly under most people's radars and stuff. But I will say though, some of those movies like that are really good because they'll go to these film festivals and stuff, and they'll win all these awards at these film festivals and stuff like that. But it's not one of those things that Hollywood kind of, embraces because it wasn't done by some big major ass studio or something like that. So, in that regard, like some of those movies, man, may actually be pretty damn good, and you just kind of have to, take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, just out of curiosity, Trish, if you wanted a website to that place I got those movies from, I'm gonna put it in the thing here again on the in the blah 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 in the comments here. But they had, like I said, they also had a like I was saying, they had a it was a um another deal where it was it's called Damages Mystery Bag sale, and they had another version where it was horror damage DVDs mystery bag. You get 10 disc for $20. And you know what? The funny thing about it is, right, I kind of wanted to to maybe try out the DVD one and see what I get, just out of curiosity, you know, see if there's a
Mm.
just to see what I get, basically. Huh.
Mm.
Well, you're welcome, Trish.
Mm.
But like I was saying to earlier, and you know, Country Fan asked me what I thought about the remake of The Crow, and I was telling him about that and everything. And like I said, there's not a lot of times that I'm a big fan of remakes, but once in a while, I really do think sometimes that some of them are done really good. And um, I heard now whether that's true or not. I heard they're supposed to be doing a remake of Christine. Um, Whether that actually comes to fruition or not, I don't know, or if it's actually being worked on or whatever. But that's another Stephen King classic. They just need to leave the fuck alone. Well, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just some of those movies, man, are just um they did. It was funny, right? Because the original, all right, Maximum Overdrive, the movie Maximum Overdrive, was based off a Stephen King short story called Trucks. Okay. Then here back, I want to say, was it the late 90s, early 2000s, maybe something like that. They actually did, I think it was either a straight to like video release or a TV movie or something that was
Hmm.
um uh damn, what was I gonna say? I'm sorry, I got a message and lost my train of thought.
Well,
Okay.
they already started filming the remake.
Damn,
Damn the devil.
damn it. Oh, okay. So I know what I was saying now. So they did an actual like a version of Trucks. It's similar to Maximum Overdrive. Now I want to say this. I think the Trucks movie, even though people's never really heard of it, because like I said, it was kind of low budget. It went up under the radar and everything. You can only get a DVD version. I used to have a copy of that movie some fucking where, and between all the moving that I had, it got misplaced somewhere. But anyway, I want to re-get it if I can find it on Amazon. I have to go on there and look and see. But I think it's more actually closer to what the story was than Maximum Overdrive was. And but it was actually wasn't a bad movie. I mean, I think it had like maybe one known actor in it or something, maybe. I, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it. But it was, I mean, for what it was, I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. And like I just think like some of the movies that they're trying to do nowadays are just because they did how many times have they redone Carrie? Like I think they've done it what like a couple times, ain't they? Um
Hmm.
and I know they did a remake of Firestarter and all that. I think they've done what maybe one or two versions of that or some shit, or at least some sequels or something. But anyway, and oh, it's on Tubi. Okay, well, damn, I'm gonna have to go on there and I'm gonna have to go on there and check it out then. Thank you, country fan, for letting me know that. It's been a little while since I've been on Tubi, so I haven't been up to date. But thank you. I'll go on there and definitely add that to my list and watch it because, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it. But I was, I kind of, you know, been interested in like seeing some of these movies. Um, I saw the advertisement. Oh yeah, I've seen that too. Oh, and okay. Well, speak of the movies, right? So I want to see the new Ghostbusters movie.
Nice.
They've got a new Omen movie coming out, and I'm not sure if I think that's like an origin story of the Omen. I think, uh, which I'm really interested. Thing that sucks is it comes out next week, and I'm willing to bet my paycheck on that shit that I because we were off this weekend that we'll have to work next weekend, and I'm gonna be like, fuck, because I hate to say this, right? And from what the trailer looks like, it looks like it'll be really good. But I'm gonna have a feeling that I'm gonna have my feeling is it's gonna be one of those movies that it'll start next weekend, and it may run all of the following week. I'll just have to wait and see. But sometimes some of those movies depends on how they do the first weekend, whether they keep them the rest of the week or whatever. But if I don't have to work the following weekend and it's still playing, I might go see it because I was a big fan of the Omen movies back in the day. And I hate to say, and that was actually one of the movies that they did a remake of that wasn't a bad movie. Um, you know, I think they took a little bit more liberties with the newer movie than they did the old one, but it was still, I think, a good remake of that. And I have yeah, what was I gonna say? And I have the Omen box set, which is really cool. Um I actually have the DVD box set and the Blu-ray box set of that. So that's pretty cool. But I want to go see that. And I'm trying to think, is there another one coming out? I know there's a new Bad Boys movie coming out called Bad Boys Ride or Die, I think's the name of it.
Oh, nice.
But that has nothing to do with horror. But
Oh, yeah.
anyway, I'm thinking shit. Is there I want to say there's something else coming out too, but
Is it horror
I'm just
related
gonna
or
say
something
this,
else?
guys, right? No, it's something else. Well, it's
Oh,
horror
okay.
related, yeah.
Oh,
Now, I know that a lot of people was a real big fan of the first Ghostbusters. Some people like the second movie, some didn't. Um some people like Afterlife, which is pretty decent. But I don't think anybody hates that god awful 2016 version there with the chicks in it. Not that I got anything against the women, but it just that movie just I don't know. They tried to go all woke and fucking politically correct with that fucking movie, and it just it sucks. But
yeah. I actually never saw
no one can
saw that one.
like
So-
yeah, I didn't either. But
Oh, okay, okay, because when they say, I mean,
like
like I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. It's just, I mean, I just never got around to seeing it, but I did see like the last one. I haven't seen the new one yet though. But yeah, the 2016 one I kind of skipped over,
yeah.
I guess.
Um
Mm.
um the messed up part about it, right?
Yeah.
Girl and so yeah. Hold on, guys. Um I'm getting a mess. Somebody right quick.
Hmm.
But anyway, and what I was gonna say too about that movie, right, was like everybody knows I'm not a big fan of like pop music and stuff like that, right? But when you've got a song like Ghostbusters, right, by Ray Parker Jr., and it's a theme to a movie song, everybody loves that song. Like I mean, you just can't like, and that's such an iconic song with an iconic movie and all that. It's one of those things where it's like you hear that and like it puts a smile on your face because you're like, yeah, that's something good. You know what I'm saying? And but I don't know. I just kind of feel like sometimes, like with some of these movies, like why are you waiting till now to do like sequels or whatever it is? Like I just feel like sometimes that Hollywood has got so desperate that they'll do anything now to make a dollar. And that's what sucks about some of these movies. And they want to make a dollar, but they want to half-ass put money into a movie to make a movie great and or whatever because all they care about is that return that they get on the movie, right? Um, and it blows my mind, like on like some of the shit that they do for some of these movies and stuff, and some of these remakes and stuff. And I'm like, if you're gonna half-ass it like that, or you're not gonna put the money into it, then why even do it? I know what it is. It's because especially if it's a movie that has some sort of a popularity to it, and just the name of it alone, they think, well, oh, it's the name alone to that will drive people to the theaters. Not necessarily. I mean, that's just like the remake of The Crow. I mean, I kind of had high hopes for it until I saw the trailer. And then I was like, yeah, I don't think that movie's going to be all that because I've already heard a lot of people bashing it already and it ain't even hit theaters yet.
Wow.
Like, I mean, it just, you know, like I said, I got nothing against Bill Skarsgård. I think the guy's a great actor. It's just that, that's, there's like taboo things, and there's just some movies you do not fuck with, and that happened to be one of them. And it's like why, right? I mean, that like I said, like there's some movies that are cult classics. Like there's some people out there, and like I was talking about this before, there's some people out there so die hard on the Halloween movies, especially the first one, right?
Hmm.
And some people's like, well, it should have never got a remake. Okay, fine and dandy. I mean, but one thing I will say about Rob Zombie's version of Halloween, it wasn't a spot on like almost script word for word from what the original movie was. It was a whole kind of a different take on Michael Myers and the Halloween story, which I liked. Which I liked. So in a way, it was kind of like a standalone kind of its own Halloween movie, but only it's Michael Myers and it's Halloween and it's you have the premise of the story there, but it's just a different take on it. And that's just like I was saying earlier, like the remake for Roadhouse, another iconic movie that you don't touch. I mean, and see the funny thing I noticed about this movie was you remember how like in the original Roadhouse, you had Sam Elliott as kind of like the I want to say like the father figure slash mentor kind of like thing in that movie. When in this one they don't have that. In this one it's more of like it's just okay. Here's this guy who was a the thing about the first movie was Dalton was kind of one of those people who was kind of a oh hey Landon, how you doing, man?
Hi, Landon.
It's kind of like he really kind of had a mystery around, like you really didn't know a whole lot about this guy, right? It was just like he come out of nowhere and here he is, people hiring him to bounce at the bar and clean it up and everything. I mean, you kind of get a little bit of a backstory, but you don't. Where like this one here, it's like, man, this guy's a UFC fighter or a UFC fighter and all this shit. So it's like, you know, and it's like, why do it that way? I mean, and that was like a few years ago, man, when they tried to do that remake of Point Break. That movie blowed so fucking bad. It was like, oh my god, like, and it had nothing to do with like the original movie at all. And it was like, I'm like, why? I mean, it just, I don't get it, man. I really don't. And I understand Hollywood wants to make money. I get it. But hell, I got a lot of ideas that they could pay me for. But it ain't gonna come cheap. That's for damn sure. That's sort of kind of my rant on that. I mean, it just it was it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, quit with all the remakes. The originals were the way they were for a reason, good or bad. That's just like that's just like the remake of The Shining, right? Um I know The Shining, the remake was a little bit more of what Stephen King visioned of The Shining, and I think it was a little bit more of based on the book, I think, of The Shining. Because I know Stephen King liked that version better than he did, I think, Stanley Kubrick's version or whatever it was. Right? Oh my God. Not a whole lot, man. Just the world keeps turning, bud. Um, oh, a lot has happened since the last I turned. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I read that wrong. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, rest in peace, Toby Keith. Um, but yeah, I mean it's what you gonna do, right? I mean, I don't know that even if Stephen King done it, would it still be the way he envisioned it? You know what I'm saying? Because like I think Maximum Overdrive, I know he directed that. Sorry, guys. Oh, we gotta do something right quick. But like I'm like I don't know if some of y'all was here last time when I talked about this, but just give me 1 second. That was like when they did that series Castle Rock, right? Um the first season was kind of like it really didn't it tied in like the beginning of it kind of tied in a little bit to Shawshank Redemption, but it didn't to a certain extent. Um but now a second season was, which I think is what's really screwed up, right? Is hold on. It's like it was kind of like the origin story to Misery, right? It was like that whole season was about what happened and why Kathy Bates' character in Misery was the way she was. Okay. But here's the problem they did with that. They modernized it, right? They made it where it didn't really make sense because you got to think about it. That movie came out in what, the 80s, right? And here they are doing a modern take of it where she's got a cell phone and all this stuff and whatever. So it was like I would have got it a whole lot better if they would have did it for the time period, right? If they would have did it for like when that movie come out and you had the same technology, or actually before that, because this was actually when she was a younger woman and she had a daughter and all that stuff. So you would have to think it would even be even more, you know, back in the time period. But it was like a modernization of telling like what happened to what led up to Misery. Now, I could understand it if they were doing a like a 2000s version remake of the movie, and that same woman played in, and then they did like the movie following them after. Then I could kind of see, okay, yeah, I get it. I get where they were coming from that, but it's like, really, like I mean, to me, it was stupid how they done it, and it was crazy. It was like, um I mean, but I will say this though. I mean, as a whole, as like a standalone thing, both seasons of Castle Rock is good. Um, yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. It screwed up the whole thing, and you know. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so but if you go into if you go okay, I will say this. If you've never seen Misery, right? And you watch that as just kind of like going into it as a kind of standalone thing, it's really good. But knowing you going in and watch Misery and then you see that and it's like, okay, that's fucked up, right? Um, so because it's funny, right? Like I don't want to spoil the ending for any of you guys, but I don't know if any of y'all ever get to see it, right? You remember how in the movie, um, how she was so obsessed with the book Misery and the whole Misery character and obsessed with the writer and everything, right? Okay. So okay. So all right. I'm gonna spoil this for y'all, and I'm sorry. So if you get mad, I don't. Anyway, the ending of that season, right, shows her going to the very first book reading slash signing of the release of the first Misery book or whatever, or maybe it was the second book or something. But anyway, something she found out about the Misery, and anyway, so that's how all that got started. But it's funny how you know because at first you're not thinking about it at first, and then like the last really like probably the last couple episodes is when you really like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like so. I mean, it's funny how they kind of tie it into that, right? Thank you, welcome. But anyway, uh, but
Mm.
anyway, it's funny how they did that, and now you kind of get why you know, uh, she was obsessed with all that Misery shit. It's good. It's a good show. Don't get me wrong. Like I think it's one of the best series that they've done of Stephen King stuff that wasn't like actually a book, kind of like really to a certain extent. Um, And I'm gonna tell y'all what, there's another series out there. If you get a chance to see it, I think it was it one season? But anyway, it was called Nightmares and Dreamscapes, right? And there's a and like each episode in that is a story from that book, Nightmares and Dreamscapes. But anyway, there's a really good uh episode in there called The Road Virus Heads North. And it's actually got Tom Berenger in it. And that was really good. When I watched that, I was like, man, that was damn good. Oh, um, yeah. Get back on track, Bill. I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to. Sorry. But see, that's why you should be in here with me, help me keep me on track. But and I think I heard them say that they're doing a remake of Salem's Lot too. But I can't confirm or deny that either. Uh, but I don't know. I just uh it's hard, man, to sit here and take some of these movies serious though, you know. Um like I just don't like I'm gonna be honest with you. Instead of doing a damn remake, why don't y'all do something that hasn't been done before? Like I'll give you an example. Now some people may disagree with me, but I think one of the best Stephen King books out there is the book called Revival, right? I have listened to that book probably 50 times, right? I love that book. And the guy that does the audio book version of that is the same guy that played in The Langoliers. He played in The Green Mile. He played in Parts in Atlantis. And he was in that movie that we did for movie night, Dystopia. The bad guy in that movie, right? In Dystopia. Or not Dystopia, Disturbia. I'm sorry. Um, the guy that was the serial killer, right? Okay, he does the audio version of them. If they was to do a movie adaptation, they got to get him to be in that movie
Mhm.
because it wouldn't be the same watching that movie and hearing somebody else's voice playing that character, the main character in that thing, and you'd be like, "Damn, this sucks," right? So if they ever do a movie adaptation of that, I hope they get him to be in it. I can understand that he couldn't do the younger parts of him, the child, and like when he was all that stuff. They would have to be, but as he got older, man, I could see. I mean, I could really see, unless they wanted to like do a bunch of makeup and make him look younger and stuff. I mean, that's possible. They could do some CGI stuff, but still, though, man, I don't think I could see that movie without anybody else being in that movie but him. So Hollywood, if you're hearing me right, do a really good. And actually, I don't think they could do it justice in a movie. Do it like maybe an 8 or 10 episode series, so you could tell the story properly, right? And I really think that would be a really um good, if they did it right. I think that'd be a good series to do. But you know how it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any name value in it because it hasn't already been done before. So maybe, who knows?
Maybe.
Hollywood, just like Garth, don't care what the normal Joe wants. I know, right? Don't get me into that, please. I just do not want to
Hollywood,
talk
just like
about that Dumas tonight, right?
what? Really, you don't want to go on another tangent
I mean,
or another rant?
oh my God, you don't. Um, though I did think about doing a live stream called "Why Garth Why," and going on a big like tangent on that, but I'd
Yeah.
probably get kicked off of YouTube,
Robert's
and I
like,
don't know
do
if
it,
that'd be a
do
good
it,
thing,
do it.
right? I mean, he wants me to get kicked off of YouTube or get a strike or get a letter of
Robert.
cease and desist by Garth or some shit, right?
Yeah, I feel like Robert is such
Or he might want to sue me for defamation of character.
yeah, but it's like Robert is such an enabler, like towards you or something for your rants. Like he's always like saying,
Right?
"Do it, do it, do it." I'm gonna tell you like you tell me. You know you wanna. Can you just imagine though? You get
I
kicked
just
off
might.
YouTube because of it. Wait, so you actually might actually do a stream like that sometime? Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Anybody
Yeah.
here
Who
who
does
has
interview
interview with
with?
Kelly Clarkson? Nope, and don't care.
Hmm. But damn the devil, while Billy go. Second. Who tad? Who tad? Who tad?
I was at a Walmart today, and
Yeah.
it's not a Walmart that I normally go to, and I was flipping through the vinyl section, and they had a copy of Folklore, and I was like,
Oh my
"Why
god.
Walmart? Why?" I about touched it too. That's the bad thing about it.
Damn, why British? I can just imagine you touching it, and then you'd be like, "Oh, where's the hand sanitizer?" Or something like you're gonna catch corona or something.
I know. I mean, if I'd have touched it, I'd have had to go to the bathroom and wash my hands and all that.
Oh my god.
I mean,
So so you don't
it
like
wouldn't have been
Taylor that
good.
much that you will never hold a Taylor album in your hand. Like,
You will never see me possess a Taylor record.
like ever. In any capacity, any shape or form.
Ever. Never, ever, ever.
Yeah. Yeah, and Coach Prince said Garth can suck it.
That's right. Don't give me any ideas. Because he just might try it. Basically, she asked him if he liked to listen to his music from the 90s and 2000. He responded, "Oh my God, I love me."
What? Basically,
Why
she
did you
asked
have to
him.
do that?
Wait. What? Are you pissed now, Rob? I don't know. I just read that, and my immediate reaction was, "That is such a narcissistic thing to say."
I might have to get off of here because I just
Landon just pissed you off. Well, actually, it kind of pissed me off too, but I'm probably not like Wild Bill wanting to go on a whole rant about it. But
and see, here's the whole bad part about this, right? Like because this all right. Here's what I'm gonna say. Okay. If I'm gonna rant about Garth, one, it's gonna be a title that'll be out there and it'll be about Garth. Okay. Two, if I rant about Garth, it's gonna be damn worth it. Because like I said, if I'm gonna go all out on a damn rant, I want people to damn see it. And I want his damn crew, I want his people to damn see it. So they can relate it back to his dumb ass that there's people out here that don't think highly of the stuff that he's doing. Okay. So tonight just ain't that night. It would have to be a whole stream dedicated to the Monday night Dumas. And it would be more than a Monday night conversation. Okay. It would be a whatever conversation on whatever night I decide to have it. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like tang tong. So anyway, I digress.
yeah. But yeah, I knew I was gonna piss something. And I was like, I'm sorry, guys.
It's all right, Landon. You didn't know. It's kind of like you ever watch the original Hulk TV series with Bill Bixby, and he'd be like, "Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." Right? It's kind of like that when I'm doing a rant. You don't want me to rant. You won't like it when I rant.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I know he wouldn't like it if I rant.
Like, yeah, no, like you actually make a pretty good
So,
point, Wild Bill. I never thought of you like that, but you kind of are the Hulk of YouTube, like the Incredible Hulk of YouTube.
Oh, but anyway, so anybody got plans for tomorrow?
Oh yeah, any Easter plans, guys? What you doing, Wild Bill? Nothing. That's chicken.
Okay. Our family's supposed to have like a little cookout or whatever we're gonna have.
Okay.
Now, well, you know what? I don't know if I want to talk about this now or I want to wait and do it on a podcast. I might do it. I might do it in a podcast.
Okay, now I'm
because
curious.
I don't want to go and talk about it now and then forget everything I was going to talk about when I do my podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Lance said going to see Taylor Swift's live. LOL, just kidding.
No, but I would like to go see Rob Zombie though at fucking Charlotte, but that ain't happening.
We're damn.
Oh man. I tell you what I would love one time. If you could take I'll give you an example. If you could take a writer from back in the day, right? And you could bring them back one time right, and have them collaborate with somebody for the day, I would love to see what Edgar Allan Poe and Stephen King sitting in the same room would come up with.
Hmm. That's an interesting observation.
You talk,
Also, tomorrow's my birthday. Yay!
oh, happy
Easter and
birthday,
birthday.
man.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, country fan.
So that right there would be an all-time classic.
Hmm.
Them two minds going at it.
Yeah.
It might be the greatest piece besides the Bible. It might be the greatest piece of literature ever written. But the thing about the Bible is it was based on true events, though. I mean, that's all
Yeah.
true. But I'm just saying,
Oh yeah, Landon said this
Oh,
coming
nice. Well,
Wednesday,
happy early
April
birthday.
3rd is my birthday.
And if I don't get to talk to you before then, or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Um,
happy
so-
early birthday, Landon.
Oh,
Yeah, and
shit.
tomorrow's also the last day of the month. Happy about it, and then we're gonna be headed into April.
Yeah. Yep. April Fools, April Drools.
Yeah, April
Oh,
Fools,
man.
April Fools. Yeah, that's
Sorry,
one thing
guys.
I find crazy this year. The holiday schedule, because we literally have Easter tomorrow, and then the very next day is April Fool's Day.
Here's something else I kind of want to talk about for a minute. It doesn't really help me that much, but I've been trying to get back into a routine to where I'm going to bed earlier, because I know eventually here, probably within the next few weeks, I'm gonna be going to first shift, and I don't want to get to the point to where I'm still sleeping so late that I oversleep and not get up in time to go to work. So I'm kind to trying to wing myself off of being up so late, because I'm trying to get my body back into used to doing that. But the only bad thing about it is that means I go to bed earlier, so I wake up earlier. That way I'm actually up earlier during the day, and that's more hours I'm awake and more hours that I'm not. I'm on second landing. So I'm not. So when it comes at night and I come home, man, I'm just drained. You know what I'm saying? Um, but to a certain extent, it's nothing that I'm not used to, though. It's just because I remember when I was going to college, working at Walmart and working at the radio station. Man, I was pulling like 3 to 11. Yeah, I was pulling like probably about 16 hours, 16, sometimes 17-hour days, some shit like that. Man, just and most times, man, I was just like fucking burnt out, dude. It was, but it was what I had to do to pay the bills, and but because I mean, you think about it, man, I was getting up because on the only days that I had a break is when I didn't have to work at Walmart, but maybe still had to do my radio station job. But that wasn't nothing. I mean, that was you know do a few couple hours after school every day. That wasn't nothing, because you would do enough during the week um to make up for it. Because when I wasn't in class doing stuff, I was actually getting paid through the radio station. So anytime that I was like in the radio station doing radio stuff, or in my office in the radio station, that was considered work and I was getting paid for that. So that was good. So I didn't have to spend as many, like, on my days I wasn't working at Walmart. Yeah, yes, Landon. I was I didn't have to spend as many days, many hours after school on my days off from Walmart at the radio station. So that was a good thing. But those days, man, when and then there were days when I had to do stuff at school for the radio station, and sometimes I didn't get paid for it, because I could only do like 20 hours a week. And if I went over that 20 hours a week, I just didn't get paid for it. Yeah.
Yeah, dying.
So, I mean, and like I said, so there were days, man, I was just burning candles at both ends. But you have to do what you have to do, man. Sometimes that's life. That sucks. But, and the bad part about it is I look back on it now and I don't regret it because, like I said, part of that made me who I am because it's just my work ethic, and I've always had a strong work ethic. But it made me realize there were I could do some things that I didn't think I could do. But it pissed me off knowing that I had to sit there and do all that and do all that sacrificing for someone who didn't give a shit and wasn't willing to help me out in none of it. And so, you have your ups and downs and your goods and bads, but if I had a chance to go back and do it all over again, I wouldn't do it that way. I don't regret my job at the radio station at all because I actually learned a lot. I actually learned a good bit about stuff, and but I just hated that I had to work two fucking jobs and go to school pretty much full time just to sit there and make ends meet. And you'd say something to her about, why don't you get a little part time job, help me out? Oh fuck, man, you would think I damn started World War III or some shit. My ex. That's why she's an ex. All my exes are bullshit, batshit crazy. That's why I don't live with them no more. That's the version of it that George Strait won't sing. All my exes are batshit crazy. That's why
Yeah.
I don't live with them anymore. Maybe I can write a version of it and get see if I can get um maybe I can get Cletus to record it. And it'd be all my exes are batshit crazy. Oh, or David Allen Coe, yeah, could probably get him to do it. Um, but no, I guess that's all I got for tonight, guys. Um, I just I'm getting
Okay.
tired, and
Well,
plus I got stuff to
yeah.
do tomorrow. But
Well, this has been like a 2 hour stream. Happy about it?
yeah, I guess
But
it's
yeah,
better
I
than being
mean,
sad about it.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, I look forward to your next stream. I mean, you plan on going live any next month in April or anything, or not? Not yet. Not
I
yet.
might.
Okay. Because I mean, I was thinking. I mean, because
I
it has been a while since our last stream, but I was thinking maybe we can do like 1 or 2 streams a month or something if you're up and like for something like that.
Well, it depends on. Do you like Walmart, Bill?
Some.
Oh, God. It depends. I don't say I hate it, but I didn't like working there. At least not for the people that I worked for, or the store that I worked for. But from what I hear about some of the stuff at this Walmart where I live, it ain't much better. So I don't know that I'd want to work there. Come to think about it, although I pretty much had a job there, but I turned it down when I got this job I got now because the money's like way fucking better.
Oh yeah, I do remember
So
you did apply for Walmart that one time when you were looking for a job.
yeah.
Okay, good night, country fan.
Basically, not country fan. So I mean, I guess it's all right, but it is what it is. But anyway, but yeah, if I do another stream, it depends on what Numbnuts talks about in the next Inside Studio G or whenever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I feel like I need to do a rant,
Okay.
then I'll probably do another stream. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. I feel like lately you only, I guess, feel the urge to stream whenever you have something to rant about, like, which I mean I'm perfectly fine with because I mean it gives us something to talk about and we're not just like putting our thumbs thinking of what should we talk about tonight, guy. Yeah.
Look, I might be grandpa, but you're like
no, you ain't
grandson.
going
So
anywhere,
here's the
Grandpa.
thing: you're supposed to respect your elders, and 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 by the way, so look here, don't be mad because grandpa is a better looking man or whatever, and that you should be getting sleep, trying to get some of that beauty sleep to make up for it.
Yeah. I forgot
Or
that's
whatever it is, right? You should be wanting to go to bed, right? Get all the sleep you can. But anyway, I just had to go there. Anyway, right? Love you, bro. You know that. But anyway, no, like I said, I just got some stuff I gotta do tomorrow and all that stuff. But anyway, but I love you guys, and I may try to do something here soon, because I wasn't too happy when he said something about he wasn't going to do vinyl for a while, or he's not going to be doing vinyl right now or anytime soon, maybe. So he's coming to key. Garth ain't going to do fucking shit anyway. Maybe get his fucking ass kicked. Anyway,
oh yeah, happy Easter, Landon.
Anyway, so if I do a stream on that, y'all, I'll definitely let y'all know because I know y'all want to be there. Yeah. So anyway, I'm fixing to go. Happy Easter, everybody. I love y'all guys.
Oh yeah, happy Easter, everybody.
Yeah, and may your tomorrow be good, and don't do nothing I wouldn't do, and that's about it, really. So
yeah, and thank you,
like I said,
thank you for everyone who showed up, and and thank you for Trish for showing up too.
Thank y'all. Yep, thank everybody who showed up and or whatever, and so yep, I appreciate it. Night, love y'all. Happy Easter, and I'm out.
Okay. Good night, everybody.